Hello, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Ma'am, please start, ma'am. Start the session. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I am Fatima Farheen from HNS Department of Vardhaman College of Engineering. I warmly welcome you all to the second day of the national level workshop on effective filing of NAAC AQAR-Streamlining Institutional Performance Workshop. May I now request Dr. S. Rajender Sir, Dean Academics, Vardhaman College of Engineering, who has many accolades to his credit in the field of academics and research, to take over the session for today. Thank you. Rajender Sir.
Yes, madam. Thank you.
Welcome.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Okay. Fine. So today we will see the criteria to teaching, learning, and evaluation applicable for both autonomous and affiliated colleges. This criteria has 7 key indicators. 2.1 is student enrollment and profile. 2.2 is catering to student diversity. 2.3 is teaching learning process. 2.4 is teacher profile and quality. 2.5 is evaluation process and reforms. And is student performance and learning outcomes. Then last one is student satisfaction survey. So in all these 7 key indicators, there are several metrics are available. They are qualitative metrics and quantitative metrics. And most of the metrics in all the 7 key indicators are common for both autonomous colleges and affiliated colleges, except that there is one parameter in the 2.5 key indicator is completely different, because there will not be much autonomy for affiliated colleges with related to evaluation process and reforms. Therefore, this 2.5 is completely different for autonomous and affiliated colleges. And there is another parameter in the teaching learning process. There is one parameter that is excess for the autonomous colleges. Other colleges are the same. Okay, so we'll go one by one. First, 2.1 student enrollment and profile. This is common for both autonomous and affiliated colleges. This is a QNM, quantitative metric, where the number of students admitted during the year. Suppose if you are submitting AQAR for the academic year 21-22, then during that year, that means during 21 year admission, how many students have admitted into the college. So that you have to mention in this table. Year is 21-22, and the number you have to mention students admitted. And number of sanctioned seats you have to enter here. The number of sanctioned seats are how many, and out of those sanctioned seats, how many students have taken the admission. So that data you have to provide in this quantitative metric. So the evidences for this are the sanction of intake from the affiliating university or any other statutory body like AICTE. So that approval sanction of intake letters you have to provide as the evidence. Along with that, the approved admission list of students, including the first year students as well as lateral entry students who are admitting into the second year program. So those all students details you have to mention, which is admission list program wise, and this list you might be receiving it from the university, affiliating university, or technical education department, or whatever may be, depending upon the state, the convener of the conduction of the entrance examination and all. So those all list of admitted students you have to submit as the evidences. And along with that, the sanction letter of intake also to be uploaded. For this, there is a data template where you need to mention the program name. Program name, for example, BTech Civil Engineering is there. You have to mention BTech Civil Engineering. And program code, something you can put because it is UG program, UGCE is a program code. Number of seats sanctioned, say suppose 900 is the sanctioned seats for this year 21-22. Then the number of students admitted, if there is 100% admissions are there, you will be mentioning here 900. If the number of admissions are less, then you will be mentioning that number here. So the total number of seats sanctioned, total number of students admitted. In each program you have to write. Suppose you put a civil engineering is intake is 60, then you have to mention program wise. You have to mention BTech Civil Engineering, BTech EEE, BTech EC, like the program wise. How many seats are sanctioned to that program and how many number of students have admitted into that program. So that you have to write, and program wise the list of admissions approved by the university or any other statutory body who gives you the admission, that proofs you have to submit here. So this is just a data directly available from the university or the statutory body that you have to provide here. Then next metric is 2.1.2. It is also again quantitative metric. Number of seats filled against reserved categories SC, ST, OBC, Divyangan, etc. as per the reservation policy during the year, exclusive of supernumerary seats. So here the number of actual students admitted from the reserved categories. So how many students have admitted under the reservation category? You have to add this SC, ST, OBC and all. So how many students have admitted under this category, that you have to mention the number. And number of seats earmarked. Earmarked means how much percentage of the category of seats that are reserved for this CST, OBC, and so that how many are earmarked for that, and among that how many students have taken that admission. So that you have to mention here. So for this, you have to submit the evidences like copy of the letter issued by the state government or central government indicating the reserved categories to be considered. How much percentage is for SC, how much percentage is for ST. So that based upon that percentage, how many seats you will be getting under SC category. Out of those many, whether all the students have admitted in that category or not. So that means total number of seats earmarked you have to write, and no total number of students admitted you have to write. Suppose if the number of students admitted earmarked for SC are suppose 125 students, all 125 students have admitted in under that category, then write 125. Suppose only 108 students have admitted under that category of SC, where the 125 seats are there, but 108 admissions are taken by the SC students, then you have to mention like this. So this left side is number of seats earmarked, and the right side is number of students actually admitted for that reserved category. So for this, you have to submit an extract obtained from the OBC SC ST cell, mentioning that these are all the students who got admitted into the institution, and that list, that extract, you have to get it signed by the principal with the stamp of the institution. So this you have to submit as the evidences under this, and this as a data template. You have to mention the earmarked seats and the number of students admitted. And here you have to exclude the supernumerary seats. Supernumerary seats are those seats which are in excess to the normal approved intake. So the approved intake is different, but the number of seats you are getting in admission is different. In some cases, like there are some schemes like special scholarship schemes are there. PM special scholarship schemes for the students admitting from the Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. So that students will be in excess to the actual approved intake. So those seats we call them as supernumerary seats. And there is another scheme called PM Care for Children, where the talented students, gifted and talented students will be 2 students in any of the ACT approved institutions. They can take those 2 students are in excess to the normal approved intake. So those supernumerary seats you have to exclude from this category. So excluding those supernumerary seats, you have to mention the year marked seats and number of students admitted, and this data template you have to enter, and you have to submit all the evidences of the students admitted under these reserved categories. Coming to the next metric 2.2.1 QLM, the institution assesses students' learning levels and organizes special programs for both slow learners and advanced learners. So, how the institution is planning to conduct the special coaching or special programs for satisfying the needs of the slow learners and advanced learners. So first of all, how do you categorize the slow learners and advanced learners? Once you have categorized the slow learners and advanced learners, and what programs you are conducting for advanced learners and what programs you are conducting for slow learners, that you have to mention in 200 words. Okay, this is for both autonomous and affiliated colleges. Then the next metric is 2.2.2. This is a quantitative. Right? This will tell you the student-teacher ratio. So the number of students and the number of teachers. So during that academic year, okay, 21-22, suppose if you are submitting AQAR, then during that academic year, total number of students on rolls and the total number of faculty, full-time teachers in the institution. These numbers you have to mention, and it is calculated the student to teacher ratio as the formula, and these don't have any data template, but anyhow you will be submitting the list of teachers in some other metric. But as of now, in this metric you will be just mentioning the number of students and the number of teachers. In addition to that, if you want, you can separately prepare a list of students during that academic year attested by the head of the institution. You can submit as a PDF, and number of teachers during that number of full-time teachers during that academic year, that also you can attest as a proof for this number, whatever you are mentioning in this table. Okay, that is what is that you have to upload as a file description. Next metric 2.3.1 is the QLM. It is related to teaching learning process, same for both autonomous and affiliated colleges. Student-centric methods such as experiential learning, participative learning, and problem-solving methodologies are used for enhancing learning experiences. So what strategies that you would be adopting in the classroom to teach the courses such that it makes the learners to actively participate in the learning process. So what are the methods that the institution is following that they have to describe in 200 words, and any evidences for those student-centric methods being followed in the classroom, you have to submit as a photographs or the report written on them, how such activities are being conducted, what is their impact. All those things can be documented and submitted as the evidences under this category. So it is a QLM. You have to describe the process, how it is being done, and evidences of them you can upload as an additional information along with photographs and all. The next metric is teachers use ICT enabled tools, including online resources for effective teaching and learning. So this is also how the teachers are using these ICT tools that they can explain it in the 200 words. And the evidences for these ICT enabled tools, they can prepare, they can upload it like the course web pages maintained by the course instructors, and what are the ICT tools that the instructors are using, and how those tools are being used in their classes. Those things you can describe, and such evidences you can just make a report of them, and the links of the web pages of the courses being followed by the course instructors that they can use, or if any online tools that are being used, those all information they can put it and submit as evidences along with the write-up for 200 words. Then coming to the next metric, 2.3.3 QNM, the ratio of students to mentor for academic and other related issues. So here this metric will be asking you to submit the number of mentors. So number of mentors to calculate the mentor-mentee ratio. Here the mentees are almost the number of students during that year from all the years, first year, second year, third year, fourth year of UG or PG, whatever the programs that are being offered by the institution. For all the students are treated as mentees, and on what ratio the mentee is allotted, maybe 1:15 or 1:20 or 1:25, depending upon that. So the total number of students will be taken, and number of mentors that you have to enter here, and it will calculate the ratio of mentor-mentee. And for this, you need to upload year-wise number of students enrolled and the number of full-time teachers enrolled, and circulars related to assigning the mentors to mentees. For example, every full-time teacher is assigned mentees. So for that particular faculty teacher, how many students are allotted? So that orders assigned by the head of the institution, you have to submit as an evidences for the circulars for mentioning the assigning mentors to mentees. So for all the years, all the programs, all the years, you have to submit as a evidence. And these don't have any data template, but you have to submit the PDFs with the list of students, list of teachers, and assigning faculty to the students, that is mentors to mentees. That circular, you have to indicate it. That should clearly say that for one faculty how many students are being allotted. So it need not be all the time all the faculty would be mentoring. So number of full-time teachers may or may not be equal to number of mentors, because some faculty may not be able to mentor the students, like the people who are in the administrative roles or some other way. It may be variable for case to case, for institution to institution, but it may or may not be equal to the number of full-time teachers. But what is the ratio that is being maintained for mentor-mentee is to be mentioned here. So that is about a mentor-mentee ratio. Next, moving on to the other metric. This is 2.3.4. This QLM is not there for affiliated colleges. This is only for autonomous colleges. So for affiliated colleges in the 2.3 teaching learning process, there are only 3 metrics: 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. But for autonomous colleges, there are 4 metrics: 2.1, 2.3.1, 2.3.2, 2.3.3, and 2.3.4. This metric is extra for autonomous colleges only, not applicable for affiliated colleges. So this metric is a QLM, qualitative metrics. Preparation and adherence to the academic calendar and teaching plans by the institution. So the academic calendar is prepared by the autonomous institution, whereas for affiliated colleges, the academic calendar is prepared by the affiliating university. So the autonomous colleges will prepare their own academic calendar and they have to follow that. So how this academic calendar is prepared. So the description of the preparation of the academic calendar, that means how many instructional days have been planned in the academic calendar, how many days are allotted for the continuous assessments or SWE examinations, how many days allotted for preparation or practice assessments. All those things are mentioned in the academic calendar. So how it is prepared, whether this is on par with the guidelines given by the affiliating university or any other statutory body. So that preparation of academic calendar they have to describe, and how the teaching plans are being prepared by the course instructors in the institution, and how they are mapping these teaching plans to the academic calendar. That means how they are preparing these teaching plans, how they are covering the content delivery during that instruction days. So these all they have to describe in 200 words. And for this, all the relevant supporting documents are to be uploaded. The supporting documents are academic calendars of all the years, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, or if you have any other programs other than UG, PG programs, if you have all those academic calendars, you have to upload in a PDF. And teaching plans of some sample courses also you have to upload it in the additional documents. So preparation of academic calendar and teaching plans, and how the institution is adhering to the plans that they have made, and supporting evidences they have to submit in PDF, and these don't have any data templates or so. This is only for autonomous colleges, not for affiliated colleges. Then moving on to the next key indicator, 2.4, teacher profile and quality. This is for both autonomous and affiliated colleges. This is a quantitative metric again. 2.4.1, number of full-time teachers against sanctioned posts during the year. So here they need to mention the number of full-time teachers and number of sanctioned posts. So the sanctioned posts are to be approved by the concerned institutions governing body. So governing body will decide how many posts are vacant in the are available in each of the programs, and how many faculty are being recruited, and total how many are available. So the number of sanctioned posts and number of full-time teachers. This data has to be provided, and the list of faculty authenticated by the head of the institution is to be attached here. And when this list of faculty will be attaching in multiple metrics in this criteria, and the number of students also will be attaching as evidence in multiple metrics in this criteria. So the number of students and number of faculty, this will help them to calculate the student faculty ratio, and this also helps them to look into how the faculty are assigned to the students as mentors, all those things. So here this metric is completely about the number of full-time teachers, and there is a combined data template with 2.4.1 with 2.4.3, where the list of faculty along with their PAN card details, their designation, their year of appointment are mentioned. In addition to that, the experience is also mentioned, but this experience is in the 2.4.3 metric. So, but the data template is combined for both 2.4.1 and 2.4.3, where the details of the faculty along with the experience is also attached in this Excel data template. So in this, the evidences that you have to put is the appointment order for all the full-time teachers present in the college. All the appointment orders of them across each faculty you have to submit as an evidence. And during DVV process also, they will be asking the randomly they'll ask you 3 to 4 faculty members, and they may ask the appointment orders of those faculty members. So all the full-time teachers whom you are uploading here, the appointment orders of them should be available. Okay, and the nature of appointment against sanction post, they are permanent faculty or temporary faculty, that you have to mention. So, and the name of the department, PAN card details, designations, all those things you have to mention. Along with that, total years of experience in the same institution. So you have to mention in this Excel sheet the experience in the same institution, not the institution where they previously worked. So in the same institution, from how many years they are working. So you have to mention this in years, okay, not in months, not in even combination of years and months. You have to convert the months into years and specify the exactly the years only, so that they'll calculate the average experience of the faculty in the entire institution. So therefore, you have to mention this here, the years of experience. And is the teacher still serving the institution or not? If not, when did he or she leave the institution? Suppose in that academic year, a faculty might have served for only 6 months. Then you may mention them in this academic year, but you have to even mention the date of relieving during the academic year. During the academic year, suppose the faculty is relieved in between, then you can mention the name of the faculty, and still still that teacher is serving the institution means yes, you can mention. If not, when did he or she leave the institution? You have to mention the date of relieving in this column. So during the period of this year, if they leave in between, you have to indicate the faculty with the date of relieving. If the faculty is still continuing, you can just leave that box empty. Okay, that is about the filling of this 2.4.1 metric. Then moving on to the next metric, 2.4.2, number of full-time teachers with PhD. Okay. During this academic year, or they might have obtained their PhD in the previous academic years, but still they are the faculty of the institution. So all those faculty with the PhD qualification, you have to count them and mention that number here. Okay, list of full-time teachers, only you have to segregate the list of faculty with PhD, whereas in the 2.4.1 you have to give a list of every faculty in the institution. But coming to this 2.4.2, you have to mention the list of faculty with PhD only. So that list you have to separately prepare for this year, and it has to be attested by the head of the institution and upload that as a PDF into this metric. And when you are filling this number of full-time teachers in 2.4.1, there will be some faculty like physical directors or library staff. They may be having qualification of MLIC or MPD, like that. So here the full-time teachers are those who teaches to either UG programs or PG programs offered by the institution. Suppose if you take a library faculty, library staff who are possessing qualification of MLIC, they are working in the library, but they may not be teaching them to any of the courses. If the institution is offering BLIC or MLIC programs, then those library people can be shown as a faculty, full-time teachers. Physical directors also to be excluded from this list. Physical directors and librarians. So if the institution is offering MLIC or BLIC or MPED, BPED, and if those physical directors and librarian is teaching the courses for those programs, then those can be treated as a full-time teachers. If the institution is not offering such programs, but still have physical directors and librarians in the institution, so those people should be excluded from this number of full-time teachers. Okay. Then this number of full-time teachers with PhD, that also that you have to prepare as a list and submit. Okay. And for this, the evidence is their PhD degree certificate you have to upload as a single PDF. Scan all. Suppose if the number of faculty with PhD 100 are there in the institution, for all those 100, the list you have to prepare from serial number 1 to 100. In the same order from serial number 1 to 100, the PhD certificates of them also to be scanned, and that also be to be uploaded in the as evidence here. So list along with the PhD certificates. And for the evidence for the 2.4.1 is the list of the faculty with their appointment order. Appointment orders are very, very important in 2.4.1 as evidence, and the list has to be attested by the head of the institution. Whereas in 2.4.2, the list of PhD faculty has to be attested by the head of the institution, and the PhD certificates, original degree, OD. If the OD is not issued, PC is issued, PC you can submit. If the OD is already issued for that, then OD also you can submit here. So those all PDFs you have to submit as evidences for 2.4.2. Then coming to 2.4.3, the total teaching experience. So here the full-time teacher's experience is taken into consideration. This has a link with 2.4.1, where the details of the full-time teachers are only asked there, but here the experience is counted. So full-time teachers, total teaching experience in the current institution is taken. So here it will be taken like an average experience of the entire institution. So suppose 200 faculty are there. Across each faculty, you will be mentioning the total years of experience, and total average you will be getting at the end. That number you have to mention it here. So average experience is taken here from the entire full-time teachers. So the name and the number of full-time teachers and their years of experience is attached as the evidence. And the data template is same combined with 2.4.1. For both this 2.4.1 and 2.4.3, same data template you have to prepare and upload in both the cases. 2.4.1 you have to upload there. 2.4.3 also you have to upload the same data template, which has the details about the full-time teachers, their appointment, experience, and all. Okay, next 2.5. This is another key indicator. This is different for autonomous colleges and affiliated colleges. Evaluation process and reforms. I would be discussing first for autonomous colleges. 2.5.1. Number of days from the date of last semester end or year end. Last semester end or year end examination till the declaration of results during the year. So that means how many days it has taken for the declaration of the results. So the declaration of the results is within the hands of the autonomous colleges, whereas for affiliated colleges, the examinations completely taken care by the affiliating university. The university itself declares the results. Therefore, that is not played by the autonomous colleges. Therefore, this metric is different for autonomous colleges and affiliated colleges. So, number of days you have to mention from the last semester end examination, last examination. If you take the examinations will go for 2 weeks, 2 weeks. The last exam, when did it finish for that particular year and semester? From there, you have to count when is the date of the declaration of the result. So the last date of the examination and the date of the declaration of the results. These two things you have to mention it in the data template given. If you see the data template here, program name you have to mention, and program code you have to mention. Program name is BTech Civil Engineering. Program code is UGCE, something like that you can keep. Semester and year. So first year, first semester. Second year, first semester. Third year, first semester. So in a year, you will be getting odd semester examinations and even semester examinations. That too, first sem, second sem, third sem, fourth sem, and so on. All the semesters you would be getting. So all those list of examinations being conducted in that year for all the programs you have to mention. UG programs and PG programs. And what is the last date of the examination that you have to mention here? And what is the date of declaration of the results that you have to mention here? And the expected number of days for the declaration of the results is not more than 15 days. So from the last day of the examination to the declaration of the results, the gap can be 15 days. If it is more, then the score would be losing. Okay, so semester wise, year wise, the dates of the last date of the examination, date of declaration of the results, all those things you have to mention, and the number of days taken for the declaration of the results from semester end examinations to the date of declaration. So you have to mention all the list of programs, including the dates of the last date of the examination and the date of declaration of the results. So these things you have to provide as evidences and data. Okay, and next metric is 2.5.2. The number of students complaints and grievances. Number of students complained or submitted any grievances, have any grievances against the evaluation. So the total number who appeared in the examination during the year. So how many such complaints are being received by the examination branch? So that you have to mention here. And upload the number of complaints and total number of students who appeared for examinations during the year. Suppose if the students have complained about the difference in the marks they have obtained in any of the examinations, so that means they approached you for the re-evaluation or recorrection or counting mistakes or whatever the grievances that they submit. How did you address them? And how many such grievances have been received during that entire year from all the examinations conducted. So and the evidences of all those complaints received from the students are to be recorded as evidence, and you have to submit them. How many such complaints have been received? For all those complaints, you have to submit the evidences, and there is no data template available for this metric. Only thing is that how many complaints you received and what are the evidences for that you have to just mention the number and upload the PDF. No data template is available with this. 2.5.2. Next 2.5.3, it is a qualitative metric. IT integration and reforms in the examination procedures and processes, including CIE, have brought in considerable improvement in the examination management system of the institution. So you have to describe all the examination procedures and processes, and what the examination reforms that you have brought in, how the IT integration is being done in the examination processes. All those things you have to mention in 200 words. And all if the examination branch is having any procedure manual, examination procedure manual that they have to upload, and if they are using any IT resources during this process and procedure, any ERP is there or any examination management system is being used by the institution. So all those details.
Rajnesh sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, madam.
Sir, if you don't mind, one participant raised a hand.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Sir.
Okay, let them ask the question if they have.
Please,
Hello?
sir. Hello. Yeah. Sir, who has raised the hand, sir? Please respond, sir, if you have any query.
Okay, fine. Then we will address the questions at the end. If he or she don't have any question at this moment, then
thank
we
you,
will be
sir.
spending some time
Please
at
proceed.
the end.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Then examination manual, procedural manual has to be submitted here, and how the internal assessments were done, that procedure also can be explained. All those evidences they can submit as a PDF in the additional information. And this entire process of the examination has to be described in 200 words. And if anything more than 200 words is required, that you have to upload it as a PDF. Okay, 2.5.3 is a qualitative metric. And all these three, 2.5.1 to 2.5.3, these all things are applicable only for autonomous colleges. Okay, because the autonomous colleges will be looking after this evaluation process on their own without any support from the affiliating university. So next, coming to the affiliated colleges. Okay. For affiliated colleges, 2.5.1 is a QLM. The mechanism of internal assessment is transparent and robust in terms of frequency and mode. So how the internal assessment is done? So for affiliated colleges, internal assessment is taken care by the institution itself, whereas the semester end examination is taken care by the university. So therefore, here only the mechanism how the internal assessment was done is explained here. Therefore, they have to describe how the internal assessments are being done, what is the mechanism, how they are making it transparent and robust in terms of frequency and mode, that they have to explain in terms of in not more than 200 words. And any evidences that they want to show, they can submit as a PDF in the additional information. Then 2.5.2, mechanism to deal with internal examination related grievances. So suppose in the internal examination, students are coming with some grievances about the evaluation, how it was done, and all those things. If any such mechanism is there to deal with that grievances related to internal examination, so that they can explain the process. Suppose if the student comes with the number of marks, the marks expected is something different, but the marks awarded are different. The students approach the examination branch or the head of the institution with such grievances. So how you are addressing such grievances, that you have to describe. What is the mechanism that you have to describe that. And if you have any additional information, you can just show some sample grievances received by the institution from the students, and how did you address them. That all evidences, one or two examples that we can submit as an evidence. That is 2.5.2. So this is all related to internal assessment, how the assessment is being done, and if any grievances are received by the institution, how they are addressing them. So these two metrics are for affiliated colleges. Then moving on to the next key indicator, 2.6, student performance and learning outcomes. This is again common for both autonomous and affiliated colleges. In 2.6.1, it is a QLM, where program outcomes and course outcomes for all the programs offered by the institution are stated and displayed on the website and communicated to teachers and students. So for all the courses, the institution has to write for all the programs and all the courses. They have to write course outcomes for all the courses, and program outcomes and program specific outcomes should be there for each and every program being offered by the institution. So whether all these things are available or not, whether they are defined or not. So, and once they are defined, how these COs, POs, and PSOs are communicated to the students and teachers, whether they are available on the website or not. Okay, all those things you have to describe in 200 words. And the evidences for this is you have to submit the list of COs for all the programs, for all the courses. The list you have to prepare it, and anyhow you will be making it available on the website. You can give the link of that website link in the additional information. Along with that, if you have any PDF of defined COs for all the courses, that also you have to upload it. Along with that, for each and every program outcomes and program specific outcomes, that also you can keep them available on the website, as well as you have to upload as a PDF in the additional information. And what are the means of communicating to teachers and students? How is this the only way that you will be putting it on the website, or do you have any other means of communicating to the teachers, like putting as a display boards in the institution about POs and PSOs, or making a booklet of COs, or some COs printed in any of the booklets that you are preparing in the institution and distributing it to the students and teachers? So whatever the mechanism that you are doing, how you are preparing them, and how you are communicating to teachers and students. So those are things you have to mention it in 200 words. And all those list of COs and POs and PSOs, so you have to submit as a PDF to the under this QLM as an additional information, and link to the in the website of your institution website where you have uploaded these things. That links also has to be provided to the provided as additional information in this. Okay, 2.6.1. Next, 2.6.2, attainment of program outcomes and course outcomes as evaluated by the institutions. So all the institutions would be calculating the attainments of COs and POs. So during this batch, 21-22, suppose if we are submitting AQAR for 21-22, so 22 passed out students might be there. That batch, the entire CO attainments and PO attainments for all the programs in the institution, you can calculate and submit as the evidence. And how this attainment calculation or measurement of the attainment of POs, PSOs, and COs is done, the procedure can be explained, and that can be described in 200 words. And if any additional information is there beyond 200 words, you can always submit as a PDF in the additional information. And the attainment calculations of COs, POs, and PSOs for all the programs during that year, you have to upload as an additional information. So what is the process, how you will do, and evidences, how you have calculated for the recent batch. So that you have to submit as an evidence in the 2.6.2. This is also for both affiliated and autonomous colleges. Next, coming to 2.6.3, QLM. It is also QNM, sorry. It's a QNM. Pass percentage of students. So total number of final year students. This is only final year students we have to take it here, whether that is final year UG program or PG programs. All the programs, right? Final years only you have to consider. And the final year students who passed in the examinations conducted by the institution, and the total number of final year students who appeared for the examinations. So how many are appeared and how many are passed the examinations. So final year students data, whether they are BTech or MTech or MBA or whatever the programs that are being offered by the institution, in all the programs, final year students data you have to take, and who was appearing the examinations, who appeared for the examinations, and who passed the examination. That data you have to mention. And there is a data template for this one, mentioning the program code, program name, number of students who appeared in the final year examination, number of students who passed in the final year examinations. So that you have to mention. And you can even put a pass percentage also. So pass percentage, number of students appeared, number of students passed, and pass percentage. So this all information you have to submit as in the data template for all the programs being offered by the institution. So this is about the pass percentage of the students. Then coming to the last key indicator, 2.7, to the student satisfaction survey. This is also common for both autonomous and affiliated colleges. So the student satisfaction survey is on overall institutional performance. there is a questionnaire available for this SSS given by the NAAC. So that questionnaire, anyhow, once the SSR is being submitted, the NAAC itself will be conducting that survey on behalf of the institution, and the score will be taken by them. But when we are submitting the AQAR, we can even do that internally. On the same questionnaire, we can have a survey internally, and the results and details of all those things we can put it on the website, and that link can be provided for the NAAC under this criteria 2.7.1. So data template is not there. Just you have to provide the details of the survey results, and those things you have put it on the some web link, and that link you can provide it here. Okay, this is about the SSS. The questionnaire for this SSS you can just find out from the NAAC portal. So there are several questions on all the process, teaching, learning process, evaluation system, mentoring system. The questions are available. So the same that questions, the NAAC team will be floating that survey for the students, where we will be providing the students' details along with their mail IDs. They will send a mail to the students and seek the feedback from them. But when we are submitting the AQAR, we can have a process like annually we can even conduct on our own and provide the details of those things. So this is about the student satisfaction survey, common for both autonomous and affiliated colleges. So with this, all the key indicators is over. If you have any particular doubts, how to fill the data templates or what evidences we need to provide for each of these metrics, if you have any doubts, then we can discuss openly. You can ask. Because these things all are available in the guidelines manual, AQAR guidelines. Same thing is taken here. But if you have any particular doubt, like how we can fill this, or how data has to be entered, or what evidences has to be submitted for each of these things, you can particularly ask that.
Sir, good evening, sir. This is Bharati from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering.
Yes, madam.
Sir, actually 2.4.1, you are telling about the sanction, number of sanction posts.
Yeah. Okay.
Sir, actually, even the promotion, that is from, for example, from assistant professor to associate professor, will it be counted in the sanction post, or only the newly recruited faculty would be counted?
That's what if the post, if it is for designation wise, that post is vacant, then you will be promoting, right? So that will be counted as a sanctioned post, and you are filling that with a promotion. Whereas that again, the lower grade is again opening for the appointment. So where you will be filling that. So likewise, you can consider that as a sanctioned post only. If the post is sanctioned for the professor designation, then if the available faculty are there who are seeking for the promotion, and you will be promoting them to the professor, then that sanctioned post is being filled by the existing faculty through promotion. And there is a vacancy for the other designations. So they can be treated as a sanctioned post, and you can fill with the existing people through promotions. They can be treated as sanctioned posts, madam.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So another one, actually, we are telling about the COPO attainment. So when we are giving the procedure, how we are attaining the POs for different programs, when we are uploading the proof, is it enough to upload a sample?
Yeah, program outcomes and course outcomes, attainment calculation you are talking about, madam. Hello?
Sir? Sir?
Attainment of POs and COs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You have to submit the...
when we are uploading, upload on...
You have to upload the attainment calculations for one batch during that year. Suppose we were filling the AQAR for 21-22. So 21-22 pass out batch would be there, right? 22 passing out batch. For that batch, you have to calculate the attainments and submit as evidence. You can do it for all the programs or few programs you can submit. It's not
Oh,
mandatory
that's
that
enough.
all the programs you have to submit. If you have all the programs data available, you can submit it. Not an issue. But there is nothing compulsion that you have to submit all of them. That only indicates that you are following that procedure. This is a qualitative metric. Therefore, they'll just assess whether that method of measuring the attainments is available or not. You will be describing that in words, and as an evidence, you have to show them how you have done that. You can submit for all the programs that the institute is offering, or for few programs. It's up to you. But the process is there or not in the institution is measured from this.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
Sir, Dr. B. Narayana, sir, please respond, sir. Any queries from your side?
Please unmute them if they are muted.
Dr. B. Narayana, sir.
Ma'am, his
Sir, good evening, sir. This is Dr.
Good
Narayan.
evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Sir, in the category OBC, SC, ST, the intake, for
Okay.
example, intake is 100 students overall. Based on that 100 students, we have the categories of the SC 4% or 5%, like that. The state
Yes, correct, sir.
If students is not admitted for the general category, for example, the general category 60% students allotted for the state government means we are admitted only 55. The rest of the 5 is we are not admitted. Can be admitted to other category student for the general category? For example, the SC student?
No, SC earmarked seats are there, right? So if the student has joined across that earmarked seat, then only we will consider. Suppose in general also there can be other category of students joining the on merit basis, not in the reservation category. So those people cannot be shown under that category. So this purpose of here is whether those earmarked seats are being filled appropriately or not. So if suppose those earmarked seats are not filled by them, then definitely those seats will be converted to general category. So general, the students will be admitting in the general. So it's only to know that how many of them are being admitted in that particular category. So we cannot show that in general also there are SC students, OBC students might be there. You cannot fill them into this SC. If you do like that, it may even cross the earmarked also. Sometimes SC category, if you see that 7% or what the government has decided, the 7% leading to suppose some 70 seats. In that category, the 70 seats might not be filled, but there are some SC students in general admitted in general category. So those students, if you show it here, it sometimes even exceeds 70 also, 75, 76 also it might go. So we should not show them in that category, but the earmarked seats, and in that category only the students admitted you have to indicate. Of course, rest of the students will be coming under the other cases. So it's not that all those seats are being filled or not. It will give you just the information like how the students are being admitted in the institution for those earmarked seats.
If the ST is zero, actually the reservation five seats means if the ST is not filled, can be converted this general to ST?
Generally, these all admissions are not within the institution's premises, right? The university or the convener or the technical education department, they will be giving that admission. These all they are not there within your hand. Okay, so unless until their university colleges are so, but autonomous and affiliated colleges, the admission system is not within our hand, right? We can't make changes here. We cannot make the students to admit into this category, that category, or so. The directly allotment is done by the technical education department or university. Therefore, we will be only taking those evidences We are just how many year marked are there, how many students admitted. The data we have to provide. Just look into those sheets received from them, from the admission department, and take that and provide the data. We can't change here and there. We can't take out some SC students from this category and put it into this and all those things. So that's what is my understanding.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Because this is not within institutions, that means we can't handle these things, right? This admission is done by some outside body. So we will only receive the students admitted under this year marked category. So we will just mention this year marked is so many, these many are admitted. That's it. We can't manage like moving from here to here or so. That's not in our hands because the evidences are there.
Management quota categories are there now. That's why I'm asking.
No, in this one, that management category will not come, sir. This table is not for management category. Management category can be SC student, ST student, OB student, whatever it may be. This category is only convener category.
Okay, okay.
Not for management category.
Okay, okay, okay.
So we have to exclude that management 30% seats and remaining 70% seats only we have to look into. And that 70% seats, how many are earmarked for SC, how many are earmarked for ST, how many are for OBC, and so on, we have to mention. And in that category, you have to just take the list provided by the MSET convener. Then in that category, how many are admitted under SC category, ST category, that you have to mention it here. That's it. So we can't do anything because all those evidences we will be anyhow submitting here along with this template.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Sir, Narayana BS. Narayana BS, sir. Sir, please ask your query, sir.
I think if they don't have any questions. Hello?
Narayana sir, he needs to unmute himself. Maybe he is talking without unmuting.
Ma'am, we have given the control for the participant, ma'am. So he need to unmute himself.
Yeah, that's what. He has to unmute himself.
So probably maybe the mismatch, I guess. If anything else, he can rotate in the text in your chat box. So we can make it as a conclude, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So if there are no questions, then we can conclude.
Thank you, Rajendra sir, for giving inputs on the key indicators of teaching, learning, and evaluation in autonomous and affiliated colleges, student enrollments and profile with regards to supernumerary seats, student-teacher ratio with reference to catering to the student diversity, teaching learning process for enhancing learning process in students, effective usage of ICT tools by the course instructors, role of mentors in teaching learning process and making them more successful, information with reference to maintenance of teacher profile, evaluation process, reforms, and different metrics to be maintained by the institutions respectively, and student performance and learning outcomes and evidences to be submitted accordingly by the autonomous and affiliated colleges accordingly. Thank you so much, sir, for your crystal clear information provided to all our audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
sir. For the day we call it a day. Thank you.
Thank you.